All right, boys, welcome back to part two. Where were we here? Larson and Falk here. Larson in a 13th, going to Hughes Your Daddy for Falk, and a 17th to Neil. Neil continuing to gear up for a playoff push. What do you think of this deal?
I like the return Casey got, and a guy like Falk who kind of typically is kind of waiver wire on and off right through the year.
Yeah,
Get a 4 round upgrade on him. Larson's not a terrible D man either. Get some decent periffs. Probably could flip him too, right? So
not what
I
he
like it.
used to be, though. Not what he used to be.
No,
No, but he's still okay, right? Which is probably why Neil moved on from him. He felt he could upgrade.
yep,
Um, and yeah. And Seattle has not been good, so maybe getting rid of a defenseman on Seattle isn't a bad idea. Yeah, so I'm neutral on the deal. I think it was all right. I don't think anyone overpaid for anything. I don't think anyone probably could have got more value out of it. I think it was a fair deal.
yeah. This one here was just a player
All right.
swap for positions.
So Ben Pollock, and he just wanted you needed a D man.
Yep, exactly.
I think he
Yep.
dropped Ben right after that. I think Ben's on the waiver wire. Maybe it wasn't right after, but yeah. Let's get into the one that everyone wants to talk about. I know for a fact that there's at least four GMs who had inquired about Aho like that day. But
After receiving.
yeah, but we were told no, no. Hey, I'm not moving him, not moving him. I'm holding on to him. And then this came through. Now I'm not upset because I didn't have a seventh. I wouldn't be able to compete with this offer. But this is one of those instances where you know other people are interested. You need to reach out and see what the best offer you can get is. So Aho, Lacombe, and a 13th going to Dre for Livshunov, Roslovic, and a seventh. What do you think of this?
If you take Lacombe out of this, I still think Nick did pretty well. And Lacombe is solid player for a D man. Some depth stats, couple shorties recently too. I think Nick got away with him on this one. I really do. I think Casey could have sold them both separately and maximized his return much more than that.
Now I haven't heard like all the details, but from what I heard from another GM, this was a cold offer to him, to Nick. And another offer went out to
From
Travis at the
Casey.
same time, and Nick was faster on responding. But
Wow.
Travis was saying though that his deal what didn't involve Lacombe, it was just Aho.
Yeah, Lacombe is a solid player, man.
Yeah.
Owned
Um,
by over 90% of leagues now, too. Like he's really coming into his own.
I think this is a great trade for Dre. Uh,
Yeah.
again, I feel like you need to use that leverage. You know, four or five GMs are inquiring about Aho, then find out what the best price you can get from each is, and then make your decision.
Yeah.
You were in no pressure to move him, and you rushed and sent out multiple offers at the same time. Said, "Oh, if someone accepts it, great." You should be doing your team a service here and getting the best deal possible. But great job for Nick. Really helped round out his team a lot more, and all it cost him was a seventh.
Yeah. All right. Got an ad
Pinto,
drop here.
ad drop. All right,
No,
let
it's
me
an ad
pair him with
drop.
that then.
Yeah. And then same with this.
Yossi, Yossi and an 18th going to you for Zellweger and a 10th. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, I traded Yossi to Case early in the year for a seven. Sorry, for a nine. Um, I, I I felt like I needed to kind of give myself a little bit of power and pick Yossi back up from him for a 10th. Uh, I was happy with it. He's done well for me since.
Yeah, Nashville has kind of been playing well the last little bit. Whether that holds or not, who knows? But they are on a little bit of
Doubtful.
a good streak. So I think it's a good price for Yossi. maybe I don't know. It's tough to say. If you get in vintage Yossi, definitely. If he's just okay, then it's a good price.
Yeah, and I think 8 rounds is good for Casey too.
Yeah, yeah, gets some big better picks, right? So
Yep.
Domo get an evangelist and a 17th for Marchessault and a 15th. I feel like this is a nothing deal really. Marchessault has not
I
been
think it's an ad
great.
drop. I think it's
What
an
was
ad
it?
drop. Yeah, I think Domo picked up an ad drop and Dan picked up this guy from him.
Okay, so he just didn't
Yeah.
have to trade a player for it. He just
Yeah, exactly. Just the one piece. And
okay.
then this, I think, is a legit deal.
William and an 18th going to Domo for Hannafin and a 14th. I did see that Hannafin was available, so maybe that's it. Maybe he just went and shopped for taking a pickup 4 round pickup grade for anything he can get. A guy he just picked up off the wire. So Casey
For
making
Boyum.
moves.
Yeah.
Casey making moves, and this is there's no issue like moving a guy like this without shopping him around. But when you have a guy like Aho and you know other people are interested, man, you got to reach out.
Yep. Maximize that return.
That's it. On the good assets, right? You have to on the good assets.
Yep.
Just to touch base, during our little break, I calculated our predictions from last week.
Oh, there you go.
We both went 6 for 8. We
Oh,
both
wow.
had a good
Good week.
good week. We each got the tie wrong.
Fair.
Your other one was picking Dre over me,
Oh,
and mine
yeah.
was picking Burge over Sean. So
Okay. Yeah.
everything else, we were on the same page. Good week for us. Our best week probably combined.
Yeah. Oh, by far, 100%. That might be
Let's
our
get to this
individual
week.
best weeks of the year too.
Let's get to this week here. We got some good matchups. Sauce Pass 3-7-0 in 15th, taking on Dull Try the Beef 9-0-1 in first. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think this is another one where I don't predict me being in the upset against a top tier team, and I think Daltrey is going to run over me.
I would have picked Dolce at the start of the week, and I will do so again.
Yep.
At this point, it's just with your teams going in opposite directions, it's tough to say that you're going to be the one to end his winning streak. I'm curious who's going to do it.
I
I
love
don't
it.
think he goes the season undefeated.
No,
It'd be wild if he did, but I don't think he does, right? Without a loss. I won't be me. We don't play again. He beat me. We don't play again. So someone else will have to take up that mission. But I think Daltrey will take that win this week. Team Ramrod 4-6-0 in 11th. Taking on Hughes Your Daddy 1-8-1 in 16th. Who do you have here?
yeah. Start of the week, I would have with you too. So this is a nice matchup for you.
Very nice matchup for me. Uh, like I said earlier, in the next 5 weeks, the 5 weeks left in this rotation of the end of the schedule where we play everyone, I have 4 teams who are currently not in a playoff spot. So it's a good chance for Team Ramrod to continue to rise through the rankings here, through the standings, and with my team finally being healthy, I think I'm going to surprise a few teams. And like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm going to sneak in about sixth or seventh place into the playoffs, and I'll cause some issues for some people in the first round, second round. Who knows? I hope to go back to my 6 straight finals, but I'm going to take one step at a time here and beat Hughes your daddy. Um, yeah, especially with him just moving everything out. So
Yeah, that's our easy one to go with.
Jager Bombs 5-5-0 in seventh. Taking on the Polar Bears, 5-2-3 in fourth. Who do you have here?
This is I think I'm going to go with Sean on this one. Um, Gibson getting a little bit more starts for Braden to go with this Dallas duo, but I think I like Sean's players more, and they'll pull out the win for him.
At the start of the week, I would have picked Sean. So I'm gonna stick with that. and not that I think there's a big difference between their teams, but when it's that close, I typically give the edge to the team higher in the standings just because they're showing that they had more success. And I'm gonna give the edge to Sean. But I think the teams are relatively close in talent. Sean probably has more deeper stats though than Braden. Shifley Tower 5-5 and 0 in ninth, taking on Captain Crunch 3-6 and 1 in 14th. Who do you have here?
Yeah, I think Derek should take this one. I don't think Yari uh, gives Domo the advantage in goalie stats, and I think Derek should be able to pull this one through.
Yeah, I would have went with Derek as well. I feel again, Domo's kind of being jumped over in the standings right now. I don't know if it's just like he's having some difficult matchups, but he's outmatched in goaltending in this matchup for sure. And I think Derek's players are just as good as Domo's, so he'll take probably half those stats, but combined with the goalie stats that he's probably taking, Derek should take this win. Dre, 3-5 and 2 and 12, taking on Patches O'Hooligan, 7-3 and 0 in second. Who do you have here?
Yeah, I would have went with Dre. I know the standings obviously wouldn't really support that, but I know he's been running some hot weeks lately, and I think he has the better goalie situation. And he's been shopping to improve. Um, I have no idea what the stats look like. He's winning 9-4 in the week, obviously, but that would have been my guess going before the week started.
I would have picked Dre as well. I don't like that Montreal goaltending situation. And now he lost Kemper. Like that just solidifies it for me.
Yeah,
But Dre's team improved with the trades that he made last week. He was a tough beat last week for me, and I just feel like his team is getting better. And with Patch's goalie situation, I think well, Dre will defeat his nemesis, the other Nick,
yeah.
and get those points, get back into the playoff hunt. Tage against the Machine. 4-5 and 1 in 10th, taking on Team Rocket 5-5 and 0 in 8th. Who do you have here?
Ooh, I don't know who I'd go with this one. I think. Oh, I probably would have went with Kyle, just similar to you in the sense of you go with the standings. Uh, don't really want to go with the tie just because the odds are not in my favor. Maybe this year they are.
Uh,
Not for these two teams though. Yeah, maybe Travis and Kyle, but no, I'll give this one to Team Rocket. That's what I would have with at the start of the week with
I
all the
as
said
well
score.
was going to go with Team Rocket again, both close team in standings, similar roster makeup. Although I do trust Kyle's goaltending with the Jersey duo better than Mark's right now. Columbus has not been good, so
Greaves
even Greaves has been struggling a bit. Toronto,
and
well,
Bennington.
yeah, Binnington alone probably. Although it's interesting, we have Binnington versus Skinner in this series, so two shit goaltenders. But I would have went with Kyle at the start of the week again, given the edge to the guy higher in standings when it's this close. I know it's not very analytical. It's just literally like, okay, he has one more point than him, so I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we're guessing.
Yeah, oh, pretty much all over this season, everything's a crapshoot. So
Maybe
Shane's
not this
farm
matchup.
team, 2-4 and 4 in 13th, taking on Dan, 6-3 and 1 in third. Who do you have here?
Yeah, I think Dan should walk away with this pretty easily. Better team all around. Goalie's
Yeah,
probably close, but player wise, I think Dan has a severe favor.
barring some kind of miracle, I don't think there'll be an upset here. I think, like you said, I think their goaltending is similar, but injuries to Bedard doesn't help the farm team right now. Injury to Eichel doesn't help the farm team right now. Um, so Dan should walk away with this win. And you know what? I'm kind of rooting for that to separate the standings a little bit here. So keep some teams off my heels as I advance. House of Kirill, 5-4-1 in fifth. Taking on TVT is getting upset 4-3-3 in sixth. Who do you have here?
I'm going to give this one to Neil. Um, I think his players are just a tad better, and you just never know who's going to be on Travis's team by the end of the week. Few injuries over there as well. He could decide to sell tomorrow. You really don't know. Um, I think Neil, with all these additions he's made recently, I think he should get a win here.
I heard he's getting upset, Travis. So you never know when he's gonna blow it up. But I would have went Neil at the start of the week. Sorokin has been pretty good all year. Veg has been solid. His forwards are just producing. I think he has a really good, well-rounded team. And Travis's strength right now is his young goaltending duo, and if they're not on, then it's going to be a rough week for him. And I just think Neil has the edge. Plus, the
A
standings.
lot
He's
of
higher in
similar
the
votes
standings,
this week.
boys. What's that?
Did we go opposite on anything?
No, we actually picked the same on every single one.
What was the match of the week here?
Uh,
Probably the one we're on, eh?
is it?
Maybe Polar Bears and Jager Bombs.
Let me take a look. See, the app shows it sometimes. It doesn't always show it, I find. Jaeger bombs and polar bears. Match of the week.
Yeah, yeah. Fourth and seventh, two playoff teams going at it.
Yep. Either way, it's a win for me. Either Sean wins and keeps
Unless they
breathing down
tie.
in points, or Sean loses, and that just makes me happy anyway. Well, any closing comments, buddy?
No, I hoped Ultra and the one takes you out, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I think this season has been really fun so far. I know we're like the halfway mark, but I love how almost every team is still in this, you know? Um, I don't, it seems like every year we've been saying this, but we're getting closer and closer um, to evenness across the board, right? Sure, some keeper bases are a little stronger than others, but by time draft's done, every team seems to be pretty even. So that's great to see for competition in the league. I'm
Yep.
really pumped to see how the next few weeks go and see who decides to drop off and start selling. You know, those first
Yeah, you're
sellers are
seeing
the ones who are going to get the prizes.
it's true, right? So are you just tempting Travis here?
Oh no, Travis is always in sell mode. He's
Can't turn
never
down a good deal.
exactly. Doesn't matter if it's like the heart of his team. He's like, wow, that's such a good deal. I can get like 4 draft picks for him. Think of what I can get. I can even get an Askarov. Whew, could be anything in the box.
We love
Well, anyway, boys, I guess I gotta wrap this up because I gotta go to fucking work, unfortunately.
you.
Um,
Yeah.
good luck, everyone, this week. Thanks for watching. Except you, Casey, go fuck yourself, bud.